Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC 5168-731-683, and by Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan, and hey, Adam, great to see you here, and Norm.
Happy first week of summer.
Yeah.
Lots to get through.
Yeah, listen, at least the weather cooled off today, so, not so bad. Let's just dive into the elections. We had some local primary elections, kind of a snoozer, but we had in the New York State 6th District, Sheila Bino defeated Taylor Darling, 53% to 46% with 50 write-in votes, and Bino will now face Thomas Montefiores of Oceanside in the November general election. So we got that going. So Taylor Darling, I guess, vacated her seat in order to run. That seat is now occupied by Noah Burrows, and you may know Noah Burrows if you're a Jet fan.
He won the primary for that seat. He still has to face everyone.
He won the primaries.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And he's going to be running...
Danielle Smeichel.
Okay, so then we have Burrows is going to be facing off against Danielle Smeichel in November for the assembly seat. So I was a little bit surprised that Taylor Darling got defeated. She seemed like very popular in West Hempstead, but I think the new area was a little bit broader than that. The other person was incumbent for many elections, and
we haven't heard the last of her. I think she's a talented lady, and we'll be hearing more from her in the future.
Dave, do you have any numbers there on what the turnout was like? Because as you know, that's one of my long-standing issues.
Yeah, the turnout sucked. I mean, what the hell do you expect? I think there was a couple.
Since they moved the primary from the fall to June, a lot of people still don't realize that the primaries for both parties are in June now.
Well,
so we grew up voting in September. It's hard adjustment to make.
And as I said to somebody, I think there's probably 100 million people in this country don't know there's a presidential election coming this November, so I'm not shocked.
Yeah, and one of the things I was surprised at is that they didn't have early voting at the library, so it was kind of strange.
I'm surprised too.
I forgot where you had to go, but who knows? But apparently no one else went.
This was only for the Democrats. Apparently there are no Republican primaries on Long Island, both counties.
How can there be any?
That's amazing.
Because the Republicans, they kind of know who's running.
Candidates.
I don't know. Listen. I'm still recovering from last night's debate. I'm not. We're not going to get into it, but I can just say that wow. As a country, we're really a freak. I just don't know what to say about it, so I'm not going to say anything.
So
breaking news though, it's a big bounce after the poll. None of the above is up 25%.
I didn't watch it, but is it safe to say it was Trainwreck TV?
It was Trainwreck at its finest. I mean, this was really, quite honestly, the most cringeworthy debate that I've ever seen in my entire life. It was...
I actually could not sit through it. I could not sit through it. I knew what was coming, and I just looked for the highlights at the end, and there was everything I expected.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to actually be at a wedding. I was at Jeff Wanger's daughter was getting married last night.
Our good friend from Tiffany Dry Cleaners.
Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and I got to tell
the linens were immaculately.
The linens were immaculate, and the dresses and the tuxedos were just unbelievable. The wedding was really incredible. But the good thing is, I didn't really have to, deal with the debate until I came back, and
that's the way to do it.
Whoa! So Norm, I actually heard that you went to the Echo Pool on our behalf, and what did you hear? What did you see?
I loved it. I didn't go on our behalf. I went on behalf of my grandchildren, and I took them to the new pools. They are immaculate. They're gorgeous. The water's pristine.
One second, are you talking about Echo Pool?
Yeah, I'm talking about Echo Pool. It's my first time in 25 years that I've been to this pool.
New to you.
And this is an amazing place. I mean, it needs shrubbery, and I spoke to Clavin recently, and he's planning to do some planting.
That's a really good point. On Hempstead Turnpike, on Nassau Boulevard, why don't they have shrubbery that kind of borders that in? It's really a great point.
Yeah, no, and they're going to be doing that. And he's had a real struggle getting this pool happening. He's missing parts, they miss deadlines one after the other. You can't find out anything when you call them. But kudos to them. They got it done right, and I'm happy to have it.
The pool seems to be working okay. The steam room is still out of order. It's always on the blink. I think it's because people are messing around with the thermostat all the time, which they probably shouldn't be doing.
Right. So my 8-year-old took me into the indoor pool as well. He wanted to learn how to jump into deep water, which is fine. I said, "Can you jump off a diving board?" He says, "I'd like to do it, but I'm afraid." So I said, "I'll show you how to do it." So I get on the diving board. I jump down. I jump up. On the way down, it hits my toes, and I'm screaming on the inside like a little girl when I hit the water.
So to have a much higher one.
I think they got rid of the high diving board, right?
No, there is no high dive. This is a simple one. Jumping. You would think I could do this simply. Anyway, I get out of the pool. My grandson says to me, "Papa, why do your feet bleeding?"
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I said, "Stay away from that dangerous board."
Norm, I suggest the kiddie pool going forward.
I'm staying in the kiddie pool. I actually did 20 laps in the kiddie pool with my 5-year-old.
Ducks seem to like it too.
You know what? This is probably a really good time for us to take a quick commercial break.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
All right, and we're back. So keeping the theme on Norm. Norm, there was a special event that you and your wife and your daughter participated in?
Yeah, actually my daughter was sick. She couldn't make it, but my daughter Ariel won a photo contest for the town calendar, as my wife did for the second year in a row.
Yes.
So we all took pictures with Clavin, who was happy to come out, and Don loves that kind of event, photo ops. And it was great, and everybody, I would encourage you to submit pictures if you'd like to see it in the town calendar. It's kind of fun, and you get a little certificate at the end if you win. Fun to do.
Great. Just speaking of the town calendar, there's a weekend passport day coming up in Hempstead Town, Saturday, July 13th. You can go down and kind of cut through some of the bureaucracy relating to passport.
You do need an appointment, and don't sign any papers before you go there. You have to sign it in front of them. On the 21st of July, there's also a child safety seat inspection. If you'd like to do it at Echo Park, they'll show you whether your seats are installed properly, help you do it correctly.
So Norm, there was an interesting article in Newsday about traffic fatalities spike on Long Island with drivers taking more risks, according to a state report.
The numbers are staggering. I mean,
the numbers are really staggering.
Oh my God!
So this is unbelievable. Long Island led the surge in traffic fatalities with 243 traffic fatalities in 2022, including 162 in Suffolk County and 81 in Nassau. It's like, it's like the Wild West out there. I'm telling you, you get up on the southern state and, you're trying to maintain speed and there are cars passing you at like 100 miles an hour and then every once in a while they're off in a ditch. It's like, holy crap, this is really depressing.
A couple of things. I think, first of all, obviously people need to drive a lot more here. There's very little public transportation. Nobody takes the bus. There's really no train to take within Long Island, so people are obviously driving a lot more. And there's also very little enforcement because most towns have very few cops. The cops they have are keeping the peace and fighting crime. And you're very, very unlikely if you go through a stop sign or a red light or speed that you're going to get pulled over. And people realize that. So I think that if there's any money to be spent, I think saving lives, you really got to put more cops on the street. And you got to give them a mandate and a quota, get more speeding tickets and get more red light and stop sign tickets.
And I can tell you, I was trying to get on the southern state at Eagle Avenue, which everybody knows is a horrible entrance to get on. So I usually am trying to hold back and get a nice gap.
Yeah.
And there was space, and I start to pull out, and two guys in these BMWs or Mercedes or something literally went past me at 85 miles an hour, and it nearly caused an accident.
That's another thing. People's attitudes about driving have changed. First of all, you can smell the clouds of weed coming out of their cars when they pass.
That's for sure.
That's true.
And if you get just a whiff as they're passing, imagine how intense the smoke is inside the car.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And people's attitudes in terms of, if I see somebody trying to get in front of me, in the old days you'd slow down, let the guy go. Now people speed up because it's an insult if somebody passes you on the highway and gets ahead of you.
It really comes down to expect what you inspect. And Adam, I think you really pointed it out, the fact that there's no enforcement. I mean, ever since COVID, There's no cops on the highway. Of course, they'll find me if I'm going, 1 mile over the. But literally, cars going 100 miles an hour, boom, 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 no problem. And there's no state police. At least on the southern state, there should be state police. It's not a local issue. They're not there anymore. They're
We're not
just
saying they're
simply
not doing their
there.
jobs, there's just not enough of them to
Yeah.
really do it effectively. If these, 200 people are dying, there's just not enough cops out there being able to do traffic stops.
Well, these numbers are really staggering. So, cops got to get behind this.
Yep.
So we're going to switch over to an interesting, fun event that's happening this weekend. We got the dancing of the. I'm going to say
Giglio,
Giglio, but it's the dancing of the Giglio,
It's the dancing
and
of the Giglio.
this is taking
Edit that out.
this is taking place in Westminster Road. It's sponsored by St. Thomas Apostle Church. If you go down Hempstead Turnpike, you see these big red and green banners that are adorning the road.
I think this is the second year that they were doing this, and it was very successful last year. Hopefully, people turn out for it this year as well.
Yeah, I thought it was actually done more than just last year, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I thought they.
No, there's a very big one that they do in the city every year in Little Italy.
No, but like behind Bagel Craft, they used to take that parking lot and do like a whole fair. Is that what? Never mind.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I guess we'll find out. We also have Popeyes. Popeyes hasn't been open yet.
We don't have Popeyes.
No Popeyes still.
Hasn't popped up yet.
No. And let's see what else we got here real quickly. July 4th is coming up this weekend. And, hide your dogs in the basement, put on earphones and earplugs because you know what goes on in West Hempstead July 4th.
What's the date of July 4th again?
It's a battle. It's a battle zone. I mean, even if you're not close to them, it rains debris from the local fireworks people. It's everyone looks forward to it. My kids sat on the rooftops at the little parking lot and watched the fireworks. I think it's a fun event for most people, but there's a lot of injuries that take place, so please be careful.
Be careful.
The cops will not be coming out to help you out unless there's an injury, so I don't think the fire department responded to even one call last
No, they don't. And, I hear that the July 4th big fireworks is kind of moving more towards drone bases instead of fireworks. So, maybe in the future there'll just be, 10,000 drones over West
That's
Hempstead.
super cool.
Yes.
That's super cool.
If you do fireworks, do it in an open area like a parking lot and not on your street where something can land on somebody's roof.
Yeah, you would think, but, again, this is West Hempstead. So I think that's going to do it for this week in West Hempstead. I want to thank you, Dan. I want to thank you, Adam. I want to thank you, Norm. Have a great July 4th. Visit our advertisers. If you're doing barbecues, go to I&D. If you need the best buns and dessert, go to Restorers. Have you dry cleaning at Tiffany. If you need legal, you go to Shirley Spiegel. Thank you very much. Have a great 4th.
Enjoy the weather.
God bless America.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you would like to sponsor our program, much like the aforementioned Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reester's Bakery, please reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.
Welcome to I&D Glot. We love our customers. We have the freshest produce. We have all the groceries you need. We have the best cuts of beef, veal, lamb, chicken for the best price. And of course, a bakery department with all fresh cookies, cakes, and freshest bakery item. And of course, with a takeout department with delicious food. If you need to place an order, do it online. We'll deliver it to you or come into the store and shop. We can't wait to see you.